A lot of my friends ask me, why am I so passionate about stem cells and sugar? Well, I'm passionate because I was trained by the best doctors in the world, starting with Dr. Dillon almost 25 years ago, and then with Dr. Cook at Stanford and the biochemistry of nerves, and Dr. Hamlin at Harvard on lasers, and recently with Dr. Bryan with nitric oxide. There are many, many physicians and PhDs and researchers looking at this problem, but it's all unorganized. And we have a big problem with our research because we need billions, literally trillions of dollars to do this research. But that document I told you about in 2003, John McCain, who, by the way, passed away from a glioblastoma, if we're getting into words, glio, same root word, to stick together, same as glucose. Glial. What is that? Well, it's the supportive structure of the brain. It's not a brain tumor. The neurons sit on these glia cells that nourish them. They're collagen material. This same biochemistry happens to glia cells. And when they get out of control, they start growing and push your brain to the side of the skull. It's a space occupying lesion, and your respiration stops and you die. It takes about 15 months. He died from that. Ted Kennedy died from that. And a very good friend and colleague, Dr. Ted Dietrich, died from that glioblastoma. It's becoming very prevalent. Now, do you think stem cells would help with that? I think so. So why are we not doing the studies to prove it? I think big pharma dominates the conversation. That's the problem. So we have to have a conversation, and this is a good time to have it. And Robert Kennedy is trying to have it. And I'm not advocating Robert Kennedy Jr. for president, but I think he is a terrific person to get that conversation on the ballot. Let's discuss it. Let's solve this problem. And I'll give you a little anecdote how I really got passionate about stem cells. This is about 10 years ago. I like to play, or used to like to play a lot of tennis. Now I'm a professional pickleball player. Not really, but I do like it. And I was playing tennis, and one day I had this severe pain down my leg, sciatica, which is the L4-S1 nerve root. Sciatica, another name for another nerve. Pain shot down to my big toe. It's quite impressive. I was in Philadelphia actually when it happened. I was on a plane, reached up to get my luggage, and twisted and herniated my L4. Ironically, I was going to Philadelphia to give a lecture on stem cell at my college, the Pennsylvania College of Podiatric Medicine in Philadelphia, and at the Pennsylvania Hospital. And I was giving this lecture in Ben Franklin's library, it was broadcast from there. And I'm standing there with severe sciatica, talking about stem cells, never putting the two together. I got back to Phoenix. I did all the traditional medicine, epidurals, hung upside down, corsets to wear, exercises to do, acupuncture, chiropractic, physical therapy, all good and helpful, but not curative. And one day when I was talking to my neurosurgeon, I said to him, why don't we try stem cells? Answer, not enough research. I said, I use it all the time. He said, well, go ahead. I did. And he was downstairs from me. I went up the elevator. He used to take the steps. Now he's taking the elevator. And I had one of the other doctors in my office give me the injections. I marked the spots. Now, I didn't go inside the spine, just on the outside. And that was a Wednesday. Next day, I thought I got scheduled the surgery for next week because this pain is too unbearable. And then Friday, I thought, no, definitely got to have the surgery. Saturday came around. I was standing in the kitchen. I was drinking coffee. A friend of mine called me on the phone and he said, "Why aren't you playing tennis?" Now I'm a patient now. We all have a big story around our itis, as I call it. And I was telling him that I can't play tennis. I have a herniated disc. And I put the coffee down, put my hand on my back, and went, "Oh my God, I have no pain." I said, this is nuts." I ran around outside, came back. I said, "What time is tennis?" And he said, 11 o'clock. That was 10 years ago. That was it. One shot, 3, 4 days. I was cured. I don't know. I didn't get an MRI to prove I didn't care because I had no pain. And that's 10 years later. I play pickleball every day. And that's a fairly strenuous sport. I know it's a old person sport. A lot of young people out there now. Great sport. I love it. I can do it. And if I had the surgery, I guarantee you my life would have been over. Stem cells.